With the release of Rogue One, it is Star Wars week on my channel. That means I'm going to be talking all about Star Wars all week long. And today we will be talking all about the Caravan of Courage and Ewok Adventure. If you haven't checked out my review of The Force Awakens over on Durbin's channel, please check that out. Like the video, subscribe, leave a comment. He's a great guy, and it's a great discussion. It's both of us reviewing the movie, talking about faith, philosophy. Great video. Please check it out. Also, check out some other videos on my channel this week where I talk about my things I'm excited about with Rogue One, as well as why I'm nervous. But today we're talking about The Caravan of Courage, so let's get started. So if you're not familiar with the Ewok movies, essentially in the mid-80s, they decided to do two made-for-TV Ewok movies, and it's got the character Wicket, played by Warwick Davis from Return of the Jedi. He returns, and according to Wikipedia, these movies are set 6 months before Return of the Jedi. That doesn't play into the story at all. It doesn't matter. All you know is Wicket. It's the same Ewoks, same village, same group of people, different adventure. The main plot line of kind of both movies, it plays out a little bit differently, is essentially a family of people on a star cruiser crashes on their planet and our adventures begin. If you haven't checked it out, I already did a review of the second movie. I did them out of order. The second one is, just spoiler alert, better than the first one. You can check out my review there for that much better film than this film. The plot line of this one, like I said, Starship crashes on the planet and the parents get kidnapped by big giant ogre things that are actual giants, and the children have to work with the Ewoks to find their parents. They form a caravan where they are courageous and they go on an adventure, hence the title of our movie. That's the general idea. So how is it? Well, as I've indicated, it's not good. And the big problem is that the only thing it really does well are the special effects for a mid-80s TV movie are pretty good. Beyond that, it kind of doesn't have much to offer. The Ewoks are cute, but the story is very thin and structured very poorly. It feels episodic. The acting from these child actors that are the lead human characters in it is terrible, and the characterization of one of our two main human characters is awful. Neither one of them are really likable, but one of them is just terrible. And when your movie's foundation starting point is a bad story told poorly, with bad acting from characters you don't care about, we got a problem here. Really, you know there's a problem from the very moment this movie begins. The narrator who narrates the entire movie in the worst fashion you can imagine. It feels like a book being read to you as you're watching this movie. The narrator is the narrator from Rudolph the Red-Nosed Ranger from the 60s. The movie starts off and it's that guy's voice saying,
"Our story begins in a time long, long ago, deep in an enchanted forest on the distant moon of Endor."
And you immediately go, ooh, I'm not so crazy about this because I can read. You could have just put that on the screen and it would have worked as a tie back to Star Wars. By having him read that, I'm like thinking about, well, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. The story begins and the parents get kidnapped. Works fine enough. Next scene we see is a spaceship crashed there with these kids in it. The Ewoks show up. And the terrible child acting begins as this girl goes, "Don't hurt my brother." And this little girl who is cute, she looks an awful lot like my daughter, but I'm thinking maybe my 2-year-old daughter can act better than this girl because this girl says every line with the same inflection. "Not him. Oh no. He's in danger." Everything is said the same exact way over and over again. And she just kind of stands there stiff as a board as she says everything. And I can't blame her for being a bad child actor. It's not like I can act as a grown man, but it is bad acting. And when you've only got two main human characters and they're two children that can't act, it really makes for a pretty unpleasant viewing experience. The other lead human is her brother, who is written as an extraordinarily obnoxious and annoying character. So he's this overly confident kid that wants to be the hero and battle bad guys with his blaster. But he's just an obnoxious little kid, and this leads to the bad storytelling. So the way the story works is they establish a situation. They run up to some water. What happens? The little brother goes and does something stupid, falls in the water, and he can't get out of the water. That's the conflict of the scene. It doesn't tie into the bigger story of the narrative, but it's a conflict for that scene they have to get over. And so they overcome that sequence. They move on to the next scene. The brother sees a tree and puts his arm in it. His arm gets stuck in the tree. Oh no, the Ewoks have to come and save him. The next scene, they're off somewhere else. The little brother thinks, hey, he's the older brother actually, thinks we can escape. And so he grabs his sister. They run off. They're on a dangerous planet. They get into trouble. The Ewoks have to save the day. Each scene is staged like this. They go somewhere, the little brother does something stupid, and the Ewoks save the day. That's the entire middle act of this movie, which is really long. You just keep going somewhere, you discover this planet's dangerous, and the brother's stupid, and the Ewoks save the day. And this goes on for 50 minutes or so, as they keep setting up in the scene an independent threat caused somewhat by the brother being stupid, and Ewoks saved the day. And that's kind of why this movie just doesn't have much to offer. The whole plot of the movie is parents get kidnapped by giants, Ewoks and the kids travel to go get them, third act happens and they're rescued. That's the whole movie. The travel, there's a bunch of these episodic little adventures in there, and along the way, our narrator will tell us all the information we need to have. So the problem here is we've got kid actors that can't drive the story, and we've got Ewoks that can't speak, so they can't drive the story, so they have to use a narrator to be the one that drives information and gives us exposition. So this leads to scenes where, like, they're sitting around in a circle, and the narrator's like, before the Ewoks will go on an adventure, they must convince their buddy to go along with them so they'll have enough people. Before they go on their adventure, everybody has to get their secret weapon. The magic axe. And there's a scene like this in the movie where they're just describing this like it's a book, but it's a movie. And you're just sitting there watching it as dialogue's being said over, being narrated. And it's bad storytelling, and it's very kind of weird to watch. So I say all this, compared to the second film, this movie is unwatchable. I mean, it is boring. It's just poorly told story, which kind of makes the second one seem much better than it actually is, because this one is so bad. The second one has kind of a properly structured story of a conflict's introduced in the at the beginning. Then in the middle, we develop that story. New obstacles are put in place. More details about things are established in a way that makes sense. We go into the third act, and all these stories converge together, and you see how all the elements tie together, and we get a finale. Really, that's, if you're going to make a made-for-TV Ewok movies in the mid-'80s, the second one is what you want to do, whereas this movie's just kind of like basic premise, stuff happens for an hour and a half, and then it's over, with bad acting throughout the whole deal and bad narration. So I do not recommend this movie. Overall, I'm going to give this a 3 out of 10. It's not so bad it's good. It's just so bad, don't watch it. If you're a Star Wars purist and you just have to see everything, yeah, watch it just for curiosity's sake. It doesn't add anything to the universe. It doesn't add anything to the lore. It's not an interesting story. There aren't great characters. There's nothing here to entertain you, to intrigue your mind, to enhance the universe. It's just 90 minutes of Star Wars stuff, kind of, because it doesn't really feel like Star Wars. I give it a 3 out of 10. It's not so bad it's good. It's just bad. So have you seen The Caravan of Courage? Tell me in the comment section what you think about it. Have you seen both Ewok movies? Which one do you prefer? I certainly prefer The Battle for Endor far more than this movie. This movie is not good. It is not fun. It is not engaging. It offers nothing for me. I don't like it at all. It is a bad, bad movie. But I don't want to just talk about Ewoks. I want to talk about Ewoks with you. Tell me in the comment section what you think about it. Let's have a great, lively discussion. If you're new to my channel and you've never clicked that subscribe button, please consider clicking that subscribe button. It means the world to me. And perhaps if there are Ewoks truly out there on a distant planet, maybe they need your support. And the way you can support them is by watching my videos, clicking that subscribe button, clicking that like button, and joining the comment section below. Please help the Ewoks in their battle for Endor on their caravan for courage by supporting this channel. And as always, Thank you for watching.